Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. I'm Brian. Today for my official entry into Man Cave Meals barbecue competition, I'm going to be making for you my interpretation of what the classic chicken and waffle recipe would look like as a burger. This is going to be an all dark meat, all thigh meat burger. We're going to season it up with a few vegetables and a few seasonings here and there. We're going to be slow smoking it with some hickory wood, and then taking off about halfway through, dredging it in some buttermilk and seasoned flour and deep frying it to a nice crisp golden brown. We're going to serve this burger patty, this beautiful burger patty, on a savory waffle bun, and we're going to dress it with a hot sauce reduction and maple syrup mayonnaise. It's going to be a fantastic recipe. I hope you'll stick around. We've got a lot to do. Let's get in the kitchen and get started. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is a hot sauce reduction. We're just going to take, I got about a half cup of my favorite hot sauce. Use whatever you like. I'm going to pour it into a pot, and we're just going to reduce this down by about half. Okay, so I'm going to set this back here on the burner, and that's started. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to make a maple mayonnaise. So I have about a third of a cup of mayo here. Don't need too much. This is, we're only making about 4 burgers. To this, I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of maple syrup. If I'm going to taste it once this is kind of chilled a little bit and all the flavors meld together. And if it needs a little bit more maple syrup to kind of kick up the sweetness, I'll let you know at the end of this video. So we're going to set this aside, get in the fridge, let it kind of chill out for a little bit. Next, we're going to move on real quick to our waffles. In this bowl here, we have a 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. To this, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to get all this incorporated in here. And we're going to use a fork. Let me grab a fork here real quick. We're just going to incorporate all this, get this brown sugar, make sure it's nice and broke down. Don't want any lumps of that. Alright, to this, to our dry ingredients, we're going to add 1 3/4 cups of buttermilk. Just going to pour this right in. 2 eggs. I've whipped them up and beat them a little bit. I add 2 eggs. And finally, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now this is just a basic waffle. You know, if you ever want to make waffles for your wife, get some brownie points, this is a good recipe to start with. We're going to get all this incorporated, make a nice little batter. Now we're going to make these waffles savory, and here's how we're going to do this. To the waffles, we're going to add about 6 pieces of fried up bacon, 3 green onions, and about 1.5 cups of cheddar cheese. We're going to just dump all this in and fold it in. There we go. We're going to set this aside, drop it in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes. Alright, next, we have here about a pound of ground chicken thighs. These are thighs I've ground myself. We're going to add to this chicken. We're going to add 1 cup of cheddar cheese. Just dump that right in on top. We're going to add this is about a 10-inch grated carrot, 2 scallions, and about a tablespoon of garlic. Just going to dump this straight in. And then using our hands, we're just going to get in here, we're going to toss this around, mix it up. Alright. So we've got our patties, our chickens all mixed up, mixed together. We got the cheese, we got the carrot in there. We're going to take these, place them on a plate, and just form some patties with them. Nice thick patties. And hopefully we'll get about 4 of them out of this. Alright, we're ready to start this chicken. So we're running this grill real hot. We're about 350 degrees. I got a chunk of hickory wood on here. We're ready to roll. I'm going to take these burgers, place some indirect heat. All right, I want to get some nice smoke on them. And I'm going to probe one of these burgers because I want to pull them off when they're about 110 degrees. I got a little tiny one here that's going to be done really quick. All right, when the chicken's done, we're gonna take it off. We're gonna take off the grill out of the smoker, and we're gonna dunk it in some buttermilk to bring its temperature down before we deep fry it. I have here a cup and a half of buttermilk. To this, we're gonna add a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of paprika, a quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper, half teaspoon of white pepper, and a teaspoon each of oregano, thyme, rosemary, and sage. We're just going to dump this all in, get every bit of it there, and give it a quick mix. Okay, one last step to this these chicken burgers. In the bag here I got roughly 2 cups of all-purpose flour. We're going to season this flour up with 1 teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of paprika, about a quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper, half teaspoon of white pepper, half teaspoon of garlic powder, and a half teaspoon of onion powder. We're just going to take these, we're just going to dump them straight in. Get that out of the way. Close our bag up and get this mixed really well. This is going to be what we dredge our chicken in before we deep fry it. Spray these down with some oil. So spray them down real good with some oil. And maybe a little bit too much, but here I am. We're going to add about 1/3 of a cup of waffle mix to each one. I'll get it spread out here just a little bit, nice and even. And then close our lid and let her cook. We'll be back in a minute when it's done. Alright, our waffles are done. We've got a perfect Tigger and Winnie the Pooh here. So we're ready to pop these out and keep repeating. We'll be back. Okay, according to our thermometer, our chicken burgers are 110 degrees internal temperature. Take the probe out. Hopefully these things stay together. I'm going to take these out of here, but they're by no means done. We're just going to lower them down into our buttermilk and get them upstairs, dredge them in some flour, and get them deep fried. Okay, we have a cast iron pan with about roughly 3/4 of an inch of hot oil. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit more. And I'm going to take these patties now. Let me tell you, these patties are very fragile. So when you dredge them, you want to take your time and do them one at a time. We're going to lay a little bit too fast. Okay, let's plate this thing up. We've got our waffle here, our Winnie the Pooh waffle. Tear that in half. Got a nice chicken patty. I don't know if you can see that. Where is it at? There it is. Got a nice chicken patty. Got a nice golden brown on it. We're going to lay that down. Next, take a little bit of our maple mayonnaise. Now I did end up adding a little bit of garlic powder to this. I'm going to spread just a little bit of this mayonnaise on here. Okay. Alright. Next, we got a spoon. We're going to take our reduction. You can see, kind of see what this did here. I mean, it's enough. We reduced enough. It coats the back of a spoon. What I used was Frank's Red Hot. It's my personal favorite hot sauce. So it's nice and thick. We're going to take that and we're just going to smear just a little bit over top of our chicken patty. Okay. Next, add a couple little leaves of lettuce here. Okay. And then a slice of tomato. If you had avocado, I bet it'd be fantastic on this. I personally like to salt my tomatoes on my burgers and stuff. Just brings out flavor a little bit more. And that's it. Take this, let's cover it up, and let's cut it in half and see what it looks like. Okay. There it is. There it is right there. Got a nice crispy outside. The chicken's done. You can see we got the carrot and there's cheddar in there. Let's get a little taste here. Okay, so one of the worst things that could happen when you're doing a video like this is you lose your battery. And of course, about a quarter way through my tasting, that's exactly what happened. And what's worse, this is a competition. Let me describe this burger to you. It was fantastic. my wife, when I posted a picture of it on YouTube, she said that she thought it was going to be a disgusting burger, but it was actually really, really good. For me personally, it ranks up there as probably one of the best burgers I've had. Maybe my top 2 or 3 favorite burger, and that's brute honesty. It's just not trying to woo over a judge here. If you doubt it, I highly recommend you try this burger out. The burger, the dredge that the burgers use to deep fry this burger is fantastic. If you like to make country fried chicken or cube steak, things like that, this is an excellent dredge here. And the actual chicken patty itself, I never made a chicken patty that wasn't dry, and of course we did deep fry this burger, which helps trap in a little bit of extra moisture. This burger was very moist, and I'm going to definitely try this again even without the deep frying method, because I think that carrot and the cheddar cheese and some of those other things added to the burger really worked to keep it nice and moist. It was fantastic, had a great texture to it, which is another thing I haven't found in a chicken burger or turkey burger recipe I've ever had. The waffle was fantastic even by itself, and believe it or not, if you saw back in the recipe, I forgot the butter, which makes that waffle probably taste even better than what it was. All combined, the burger, the Frank's Red Hot reduction, the maple syrup mayonnaise, which I add a little bit of garlic to, and this bun. This burger was excellent. All the flavors were very well balanced, and they worked with one another. When I eat waffles, I like syrup on my waffles, and I got a little hint of that flavor in the mayonnaise. When I have fried chicken, I like hot sauce on it. And again, that flavor was there, and they combined perfectly in this burger. I want to thank you for watching this clip. I want to thank Man Cave Meals for putting this competition, and I want to thank their sponsors too. This was a lot of fun to make, and an excellent meal. As always, if you like what you see here, I want to encourage you to hit the subscribe button up top. Next week, we're going to actually be doing some Oktoberfest beer milkshakes. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Very similar to what Red Robin introduced last year in their Oktoberfest milkshake. So hit the subscribe button if you like what you saw. We hope to see you. Until next time, God bless.